Ever wondered which odometer correction tools actually work reliably across modern dashboards without bricking a cluster? Stay tuned, because this list goes from decent but dated to pro-grade and confidence-inspiring. In this video, 7 of the most talked about tools for odometer correction are lined up, tested across real-world workflows, connection stability, supported vehicles, update policies, and the extra maintenance features that actually matter when working on clusters or after module swaps. By the end, the winners will be clear, especially for those working on mixed fleets or late-model vehicles with stricter gateways and EEPROM nuances. 7. Digiprog 3. Digiprog 3 has been around forever, and that's both its charm and its drawback. The unit is a classic mileage correction box that includes a broad assortment of cables, EEPROM-related functions, and multilingual support on its V494 software, which is the well-known reference build in most listings. In older clusters and many pre-2012 platforms, it still walks through steps comfortably and feels familiar if the routine is already known. The basic pitch is straightforward: speedometer programming, service interval adjustments, and some fault memory functions bundled into a single, self-contained kit. The experience with Digiprog 3 is utilitarian. Connect via OBD2 or use applicable adapters from the kit, follow prompts, and confirm changes. But expectations must be set. Not every model is plug-and-play, and specific chips or dashboards may require board-level access or exact procedure knowledge to avoid surprises. Where it still earns points is its simplicity. The device boots into a menu system that's direct, and documentation often mirrors the legacy style many techs learned with. For certain Ford, Audi, and older VAG clusters, it can still be effective, just not universally. There are real limitations that show its age. Coverage claims are broad, but details indicate practical support is strongest up to around model year 2012, with newer vehicles either unsupported or hit and miss depending on dash chipsets and gateway complexity. There's also the do not update caveat everywhere. Units can lock if passwords or updates are mishandled, and sellers warn that updates require sending the main unit back, an approach that does not align well with modern expectations of online update ecosystems. 6. FOXWELL Car Scanner NT604. FOXWELL is a capable 4-system scanner: engine, transmission, ABS, and SRS, with full OBD2 protocols and nice-to-have features like live data, a built-in DTC library, VIN auto-acquisition, and free lifetime updates on many listings, so as a diagnostic foundation, it's strong for the price. However, this is not designed as an odometer correction tool. Think of it as a solid pre-screening, fault tracing, and maintenance readiness tablet, not as a cluster calibration device. It earns a spot here because so many buyers confuse powerful scanner with mileage correction capability. This avoids that mistake. In testing, NT604 shines in day-to-day troubleshooting, checking why an ABS light is on, clearing SRS codes after repairs, confirming transmission codes, and quickly viewing live data to validate a fix. The IM readiness check is helpful before inspections, and the ergonomics are friendly for DIY and shop triage alike. For anyone doing odometer work, a dependable scanner like this remains valuable for surrounding tasks, verifying no secondary faults exist before and after cluster work. That said, for mileage correction specifically, NT604 doesn't offer odometer write functions or EEPROM handling. It's intentionally scoped to diagnostics rather than cluster calibration. If the goal is actual odometer adjustment, skip this as the primary tool and use it as a companion for system health verification, battery assessment, and ensuring no airbag or ABS issues are masking cluster symptoms. It's also not bidirectional in the way Pro Tools are. Actuation tests are limited versus higher-end platforms. Number 5. OBDSTAR X300M. OBDSTAR is purpose-built for odometer adjustment, and that specialization shows immediately in the workflow. It's an OBD-centered tool with a modern, durable design, solid menuing, and vehicle coverage that includes VAG MQB support, which is essential given how many newer dashboards sit on MQB platforms. The unit boots quickly, reads current mileage, prompts for the new value, and writes changes with straightforward handholding. Those step-by-step screens reduce error risk during routine cluster jobs. A standout point is that OBDSTAR has maintained a consistent update path, with the X300M typically offering a year of free updates and then paid renewals afterward. In practice, that keeps the device relevant when new clusters land and ensures bug fixes roll in for finicky vehicles. The hardware itself is built for shop environments. Shock resistance, anti-jamming design, and a responsive screen make daily use feel reliable. And the ARM-based platform keeps navigation snappy. Coverage breadth is strong for the class, spanning mainstream brands from Audi, VW, Skoda, Seat to GM, Ford, Nissan, Hyundai, Kia, Land Rover, Porsche, and others. Of course, support varies by model year and cluster type, but for vehicles in the common service range, the odds of a clean OBD path are significantly better than with legacy tools. When OBD adjustment isn't possible, it still helps identify the cluster type and guide next steps. In testing, the connect, read, set, write sequence is smooth, with clear communication prompts and status feedback. Saving session data under a file name adds traceability. For XTOOL D7. XTOOL D7 enters as a bidirectional diagnostic tablet with strong actuation capability, graphing, and remote view functions at a compelling price. While not an odometer-only device, its advanced diagnostics make it a great partner around cluster jobs and, in some workflows, a primary tablet for full vehicle health validation prior to and after mileage operations. The value kicker is 3 years of updates included, after which annual costs are modest, and the tablet remains usable even if renewals lapse. In testing, the D7's bidirectional controls stand out, being able to command actuators, change engine speed, and observe linked live data streams makes root cause analysis faster. This is especially helpful when odometer adjustment is just one part of a larger repair story, such as module swaps that require recalibration checks or component learn procedures. The multi-signal graphing lets trends be seen across PIDs without exporting to a laptop. Practical workflows benefit from the D7's collaboration functions. Remote screen control or shared viewing allows a senior tech to guide a junior in the bay, or a specialist to oversee from off-site, which reduces missteps and speeds decisions. While it is not marketed as a dedicated odometer calibrator, the overall capability envelope makes it extremely useful to own alongside a dedicated mileage tool. There's less guesswork and fewer blind writes. The subscription model is reasonable. After the included term, pay to keep coverage evolving for newer vehicles and added features. Skip renewal, and the tablet remains frozen but usable. 3. Autel Scanner MaxiCOM MK808S. Autel brings a highly polished diagnostic experience with newly added bidirectional control, fast hardware, wide brand coverage, and a long list of popular service functions. Oil reset, SAS, EPB, battery registration, ABS bleed, injector coding, and even IMO keys in specific scenarios. While not an odometer-only tool, this tablet elevates the professionalism of the entire process around cluster work, and the bidirectional upgrade puts it in rare value territory. In testing, the MK808S boots fast on Android 11 with a responsive UI, and the AutoVin plus AutoScan routines make initial triage impressively quick. Running an all-ECU scan before cluster changes is smart practice, and MK808S produces a clean fault inventory in minutes, which helps document pre-existing conditions and protects the shop. The bidirectional active test capability is the star. It verifies actuators, windows, wipers, and more, so post-service sanity checks are thorough. Autel's coverage breadth is a strength. 150+ makes are supported, with ongoing updates keeping pace with 2023 to 2024 models noted in reviews. The hardware uplift, Rockchip RK3566, 4+ 64 GHz, dual-band Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi printing translates into a smoother daily experience. It's also notable that even if the update subscription isn't renewed, the tool remains functional. However, some bidirectional functions may degrade without current software, so serious, shops typically keep it current. For cluster-related workflows, the 28+ service functions reduce trips to OEM tools for routine resets or component learning, and the interface is friendly for technicians at different experience levels. 2. Xhorse Multi-Prog Programmer. Xhorse is a professional-grade programmer that goes beyond simple OBD odometer writes. It targets EEPROM MCU read-write tasks, ECU TCU work, and complex module-level jobs where direct chip access is required. In other words, when OBD paths are blocked or inconsistent, Multi-Prog steps in for bench mode or in-circuit programming and data handling that unlocks advanced scenarios. It's a serious tool for serious work. The practical implication is control. With capable harnessing and adapters, EEPROM reads can be taken safely, edited as needed, and written back with verification, restoring clusters, resolving corrupted data, or performing odometer adjustments where legal and appropriate. For platforms with strong gateways or sensitive clusters, bench-level access with a device like Multi-Prog provides the precision that generic OBD tools can't. This is a major separator for professional shops. Xhorse's ecosystem also tends to be cohesive, with documentation, software updates, and adapter kits that evolve over time. While there's a learning curve, especially for those moving from pure OBD tools, the payoff is reliability on vehicles that routinely stump entry-level devices. When paired with a competent diagnostic tablet, this combination covers both easy OBD and hard bench cases elegantly. In testing, the confidence boost from verified reads and writes is tangible. Rather than guessing whether a change took, the software feedback and checksums confirm it. The versatility goes beyond odometer correction into key areas like key programming support in broader Xhorse systems and ECU work, which increases return on investment across service lines. 1. ANCEL DP500. At the top spot is ANCEL DP500, a versatile, modern platform combining odometer correction, key programming, and an array of 11 special functions in an Android-based all-in-one device that's built for the realities of current vehicles. Crucially, DP500's cluster calibration and write functions are packaged alongside diagnostic coverage and service resets, letting a single tool handle the most common linked tasks before, during, and after odometer operations. In testing, DP500's workflow is clean. Connect, authenticate, read cluster data, write changes, and validate, all with menus that mirror how technicians actually think about cluster jobs. The inclusion of EEPROM chip read support and key programming functions minimizes tool swapping during a session. It's possible to handle immobilizer alignment and mileage adjustments cohesively when the platform and vehicle allow. The special functions, oil reset, ABS bleed, BMS, SAS reset, DPF regen, injector coating, suspension matching, CVT reset, EPB, TPS, turn it into a legitimate post-repair finisher. DP500's positioning is clear from multiple sources. It's marketed as a professional device for cluster calibration and key work, with live data and broader diagnostics built in, and distribution channels consistently describe it as an all-in-one solution for shops. That means fewer compromises during complex service jobs where odometer changes must be accompanied by resets, coding, or guided functions on related systems. For many shops, that consolidation reduces both training time and bench clutter. Real use shows it's not just feature-rich on paper. The interface moves quickly enough to satisfy experienced techs, and the breadth of supported operations allows a lot of vehicles to be handled without reaching for a second device. Important note: always follow local and national laws regarding odometer adjustments. These tools are intended for legitimate uses, such as cluster replacement, module synchronization after repairs, and correction of documented discrepancies, not to misrepresent vehicle history. Professional practice includes full documentation before and after any mileage procedure and compliance with all regulations.